We appreciate you for coming.
Traffic got us a little bit, so a couple of wrecks. Very excited. It just built all of the excitement. Yeah.
Hey, Governor, how are you? Welcome home.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, Henry Clay graduated. That's all right. At this point, Fayette County Public Schools, Fayette County Public Schools. Where were you? Dunbar. Yeah, see, I was neither gifted nor talented. Well, new.
Well.
Yes. Yes. It's built like a Soviet prison, so you know. It had still been around a while before that. But my mom went to Central. What was it? Central? Yeah. The old Central office. Yes. Congratulations!
Well, we can't wait to show you around.
We're thrilled.
Thank you for coming.
Yes. Happy to.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll go ahead and just start. You want to stand over here?
You want to have everybody just stand up here?
Yeah.
Yep.
We'll
Okay.
stand over here.
Wherever you'd like us. I'm going to sneak this here, and I'll grab it when it's time.
I love it.
Good. Got it?
All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Everybody hear me okay? Good? Good? All right.
Whatever you want us.
So good afternoon. My name is Gaithan Borden. I'll be serving as the MC for today's momentous occasion. And I've known Sean and Tia for several years. I've known Tia in college and then meeting Sean later on in life. And what I can say is that the two of them are really just such an inspiration to so many people across the city, the state, in this country. And so today we are here to celebrate them on the opening here. So Sean and Tia have been working towards this goal and this day since 2017, researching how people drink bourbon, different styles of drinkers, and then creating a new flavor profile in bourbon. Their first vision was to create a bourbon that would become the suggested brand for new bourbon drinkers, for bourbon enthusiasts, and for cocktail fans. So they designed a custom, unique mash bill with non-traditional grains like honey malt for a slight, delicate sweetness, a pre-prohibition style distillation and maturation process using barrels of different sizes, and a striking bottle and a modern style for a sophisticated drinker. So Fresh Bourbon was released in 2020 and won a gold medal at the prestigious Micro Liquor Awards, beating out many spirits from across the world that were in the under 250,000 annual cases category, which actually includes a lot of major brands with multi-million-dollar backing. The guiding principle for the tasting room is the same as the bourbon, to celebrate the drinker and the social drinking experience. Here, Tia's vision and influence was to create a space with the elegance and sophistication of the highest class retailers. The tasting of their motto, start fresh, finish however you like. And now, speaking of fresh, there are so many new things happening in Lexington under the leadership of Mayor Linda Gordon, and so I'd like to ask her to come forward to have some remarks.
Thank you, Gaithan. Isn't this a great way to spend a Friday afternoon? Woo! I know all of you are really happy to be here like I am, and I want to, first of all, thank Governor Beshear for coming back home for this Friday again. Yes. And I would like to recognize two council members who are with us. Councilmember Chuck Ellinger is here, and did I do that? It's dead. Well, I can talk loud. Do it. hold it. Okay, this is the worthy picture right here. Is it on? Okay. Okay, well, anyway, I have to say a special thanks to Chris Edwards, who's right here on the sidewalk, holding the mic. He is our head of GTV at government. So over the past several years, I've gotten to know Sean and Tia better on their journey to build and grow fresh bourbon. They are two wonderful people. Their perseverance, even through a pandemic and an unstable economy that was like a roller coaster, is commendable and appreciated so much. They are great small business owners. Here in Lexington, we are proud of our small businesses, and we're known for our vibrant food and beverage scene. Fresh Bourbon has already become a Lexington presence with their cocktails available at several local restaurants and bars, including Cheddar's, Ramsey's, Crew, and more coming soon, right? And with that Chief of Marketing, Jaden, we're going to just soar, right? Our city has a lot going for it. An urban core with a major university, surrounded by beautiful working farms and the equine industry. This unique combination attracts many visitors to our city. Fresh Bourbon's approach to bourbon tourism, which is centered on the consumer's experience in a unique, elevated way, is an asset not only to Lexington's bourbon tourism, but to the entire state. They will be providing a unique bourbon tourism experience with the fresh bourbon concept and elegance. It's a great combination with our successful distillery district here. The Fresh Bourbon Tasting Room will be within walking distance of downtown hotels, restaurants, and other attractions, not to mention people getting off work in the afternoon, right? So this will become a new draw for Lexington visitors and a popular stop for those coming to our city for conventions and conferences at our upgraded Central Bank Center and our world-renowned equine events like the Keeneland Sales and Meets, the Breeders' Cup World Championships, the Land Rover Kentucky 3-day event, and much, much more. Not only can fresh bourbon be the start of someone's journey through Kentucky's many bourbon distilleries, but it's a start of something really great for Lexington. We celebrate today, but don't forget, Fresh Bourbon Day in Lexington is February 6th. That's the day we'll all be tasting, right? Congratulations, Sean and Tia, and thank you for investing in our community. We really appreciate it. Congratulations.
Go ahead.
I think
Yeah, sure.
All right. Well, thank you, Mayor. And again, the leadership we have around us extends all the way up to Frankfurt. So now we'll bring up our Governor, Andy Beshear, to say a few words as well.
Thank you. All right. What a better way to celebrate the end of a work week than at a tasting room for delicious bourbon. I can't think of a better way to kick off National Bourbon Heritage Month than by celebrating the opening of Fresh Bourbon Distillery Company's tasting room. So in many ways, we share an experience in common. Because I remember back in February 2020, Fresh Bourbon announced its plans to build a new $5.4 million, 34,000 square foot facility in the Distillery District. One of the first big bourbon announcements I had a chance to make as governor, actually one of the first of now $1.2 billion of spirit announcements that have been made during my term as governor. But we know what happened next. A month later, a month into your plans, I guess 3 months into mine, a once-in-a-century global pandemic hit. And with the pandemic came unexpected hurdles and challenges and hardships. But Sean and Tia Edwards didn't give up. And today we stand here celebrating their hard work. While their new distillery takes shape, we have this amazing tasting room where we can share a glass of their premium quality bourbon and look ahead to their bright future. Let's give it up for Sean and Tia. With this announcement, they and Fresh Bourbon are adding heat to an economy that is absolutely on fire and a sector that shows no signs of slowing down. Our signature bourbon and spirits sector is a nearly $9 billion industry. It has a payroll of $1.23 billion. It employs 22,500 Kentuckians. And Fresh Bourbon is adding to that, creating about 25 great bourbon industry jobs right here in Lexington. One of the things I love about the bourbon industry is they support each other, including new entrants. I see back there we got Wally Dant from Dant Crossing. Thank you for being here today to support. Fresh Bourbon's distillery plans came early on. Since the start of our administration, $1.2 billion in new investment, 900 new jobs in this industry. And bourbon is growing worldwide. And I was proud to work with my friend U.S. Secretary of Commerce, Gina Raimondo, to get rid of those harmful tariffs put on by the last presidential administration that were preventing growth and international growth of bourbon. Now, we can ensure that our distilleries will have fair access to the biggest international markets, so we know you're thinking big. And now we can ensure that you can think worldwide with this product. It's important because Kentucky produces 95% of the world's bourbon, and the other 5% is counterfeit. So bourbon is also helping to drive our $8.9 billion tourism industry, and you all know how many people this facility is going to pull in that come to Lexington for many reasons, and I think it's over a glass of bourbon here that they're going to choose to stay, to raise their family, to grow their business, or to locate that next big opportunity right here in Fayette County and Lexington, Kentucky. In 2021, tourism development projects totaled $276 million, and we're only growing in 2022 with this tasting room. And listen, announcements are great. Groundbreaking's a little better, but ribbon cuttings are actually the best. Why? Because it's gone from a hope to the work to the reality. This means the jobs are here. This means that this endeavor is here, and this means their bourbon can be drank right here in this room behind me. The reality is here today. Another reality is we need projects like this right now. Fresh Bourbon isn't just helping our economy, though it is. Sean and Tia are investing in themselves and in us. They're also working to change an industry that, like so many, has historically lacked the diversity, lacked opportunities, and lacked equitable representation that we must expect and demand in all industries, especially signature Kentucky industries moving forward. So thank you for... And I just ask as we finish up that today is a good day, it's a special day, it's one we need to celebrate. Let's do remember our brothers and sisters in Eastern Kentucky, the hardships that they are going through, the 39 that we've lost, the thousands of others that only have the clothes on their back. I know everybody here has contributed in some way, whether it's to a charity, a fund like the Eastern Kentucky Flooding Relief Fund, or given your time. Remember, these are folks that we need to stand with not just today, tomorrow, and next month, but next year and however long it takes to rebuild their lives. So I want to once again congratulate Sean, Tia, their company, the City of Lexington, Fayette County for the opening of an incredible business that is going to help this industry go where it needs to go, draw a ton of people to Lexington, and have a lot of people enjoy a really fine bourbon. Congratulations.
All right. So thank you again to the governor. Thank you, Mayor. Obviously, they could be anywhere today, but it speaks a lot that they have come here today to share in the celebration. So thank y'all for being here. And so
I was told there'd be bourbon.
Oh, it's coming. It's coming. Yeah. It's coming. But I think now we want to hear from the co-founder. So we want to bring up Sean and Tia. Tell us a little bit about more what's going on here.
The traffic shows how many people are going to come.
Well, we first of all want to show our appreciation to everyone here. You all did not have to think enough of us to come here today and share this moment with us. And so we just thank you all and appreciate you all, and can't wait for you all to share in some bourbon as soon as we cut this ribbon. So just want to talk a little bit about my bourbon journey. On my bourbon journey, I found that I wanted a guide to help me in my taste in the bourbon industry. I found that my taste in bourbon was in a cocktail, and that there are millions of people out there just like me that want to experience their bourbon in a cocktail. And so I thought, where's my cocktail in the distillery tours? I wanted the fresh bourbon tasting room to be the experience that I wished that I had when learning about bourbon and finding my taste. So the philosophy of the fresh bourbon tasting room experience is to guide people to finding their own taste in bourbon, be it neat on the rocks in an amazing cocktail like me. It's wonderful. And I wanted the space to be the environment that I enjoy drinking cocktails in. Elegant, timeless, classic, sophisticated, and a little expensive. We found our taste. So let fresh bourbon help you find yours. From the beginning, we've said, start fresh, finish wherever you like. So now we have a physical space where you can start your bourbon journey and start it with fresh. So I'll let Sean go ahead and
have the shortest talking points, because I know we're trying to get to the bourbon. We really do appreciate you all coming out in the sun, and just we people don't have to support you, and we understand that, and we appreciate you all and everybody that took part in this. I do want to say there are a lot of people that played a lot of behind the scene roles of getting us here, our team, a lot of people that are working with us, and we want to thank them. We want to thank the construction process and all that we went through. Since 2017, when we founded the company, we wanted to make bourbon we wanted to have a fresh approach to the bourbon industry. And in doing that, we wanted to change up different drinking experiences. We did not like people pushing you into one experience when it came to bourbon. Like I like bourbon neat, Tia likes bourbon in a cocktail. We wanted to do something and provide something to a community that would provide enjoyment if you like in a cocktail or if you like a neat pour. We developed a unique recipe. We're the only bourbon in the industry that uses honey malt as a second primary grain. Honey malt is malted barley that malts to a point that has honey notes to it. So there's no flavors in our bourbon. It's just a sweeter bourbon on the nose, but on the finish is very smooth. And I know in bourbon, smooth is not a flavor. But in fresh bourbon, smooth is a feeling. So, and everybody knows what that feeling feels like. So we wanted fresh bourbon to be the starting place for drinkers. We travel a lot, and we realize if you ask 10 people what bourbon do they recommend, you'll get 10 different suggestions. Well, we are the answer to that question. Fresh bourbon is the answer to the inevitable question in the bourbon industry. What bourbon do you recommend? Start fresh, finish wherever you like. And so that's the way we came up with it. That's the reason why we wanted to have a place to celebrate. So in doing this, we wanted to take something traditional and add a fresh experience to it. So we did that with this building. This is an older building. We broke it down to very good bones. We added a lot of elegance to it. So one of us likes diamonds and
I don't know who that is.
glitz and
I have no idea.
high-end retailers. And
You're looking at me.
yeah, no, I'm trying to look away. So one of us does. So no, but we wanted, and you'll see in the process, we burned through a Japanese process. We burned over 1,000 pieces of wood staves to highlight the bar and the entrance. So it's not little imperfections. It's not paint. It's actually every wood, because of the character, is going to burn different. So we added that to it. We added the porcelain towel for Tia, because she likes porcelain towel. and Tia likes antique glass. And along with the designer and our team, you know, we feel like we create a good experience. We have some Kawazinga wood on the wood panels. And so we wanted to do things different. It's a very unique space. It's unique to the bourbon industry, and we're excited about that. So in closing, I did want to say, we make bourbon for the way you drink bourbon. You know, like I said, it's a fresh taste on a classic. And we understand the bourbon industry. We're proud to be a part of the bourbon industry. And we're proud to contribute our part to the bourbon industry. The best bourbons don't need instructions. As the first African Americans to make bourbon in the state of Kentucky since slavery. We were recognized by the Kentucky State Senate and Reggie Thomas, who couldn't be here today. He sends his regards. He did want me to say that to everybody. But, you know, going down there and having that experience, because we did not know it going into the process. We just wanted to make a good product, award-winning product. And learning that in the process is very, you know, is very important to us that we represent with a level of excellence. So fresh bourbon is meant to be enjoyed neat or in a cocktail. You can let it shine in a cocktail. Like I said, Tia loves cocktails in that way. Either if you're a first taster or a taste maker, fresh bourbon is for everyone. So we're excited. We appreciate you all coming out. I want to bring Gathan back up, and we're going to close it out, and then we're going to cut the ribbon.
And everyone be sure to come in and take a tour and get some bourbon.
Yes, thank you.
All right, y'all. So we're gonna bring the press piece to a close. But again, you know, as we celebrate National Bourbon Heritage Month, we also celebrate Sean and Tia on this first step of vision that they've got for fresh bourbon. And so at this time, what we're gonna do is we're gonna gather everybody in front here for a ribbon cutting. So those who are gonna participate in the photo opportunity, we're gonna have y'all stand right down here in front. And then if anybody wants to take a picture, I would suggest you get behind the cameras, just so you're not in the way of the TV cameras there.
I'm gonna come on the other side of you here.
I'll come with you, Governor.
We got open toes.
Yeah, nice to see you, man.
Here.